Hello and welcome to Breathing Design. This is our first workshop. Um, let's get right into it. Let's first start by opening Revit. Any version you have is fine. You can download the latest version of Revit on its official website. As soon as you open Revit, this is what's going to be shown on your screen. These are your recent models and these are your recently opened families. So let's begin by first clicking on, if you already have started a project, you can just click on open and select the file where you've saved it. Or if you're starting off new, let's click on new, and then over here you can go to Imperial Architecture Template. Make sure you choose the architectural template and make sure the project one is checked over here, and let's get started. Click OK. So this is what it looks like when you first open Revit. The first thing you're going to be doing is setting the unit. Just type UN. The project units will pop up. Here, go ahead and change the unit according to your practice. You can either change it to centimeters or meters or millimeters or feet and fractional inches. I have the practice of working with feet and fractional inches, so I'm going to go ahead and choose that and just press OK. You can choose whichever you're comfortable with. It can be millimeters or meters or anything. And then once you're done setting your units, just click on OK. Before we start with the modeling process, let me give you a brief introduction about Revit and its tools. We mainly use Revit for architectural modeling, 3D modeling, but we also have other options like for structures, like we can model structural elements. We can also do landscaping, massing and site, and we also have plumbing and all the other things which you can use it for. But for now, we're going to be focusing on architecture modeling. So the first thing is on the left, you have a tab called Properties. Here you get all the graphics, and basically here you get to see the properties of each element that you'll be modeling. For example, like this, what we've opened right now here, it is a floor plan, and so that's what it shows here, floor plan. If you want to change your crop view or crop region or anything like that, you can change it over here. If you can add any templates, if you want to add any templates, you can do that over here. Or if you're, say for example, if you're modeling a wall, um, yeah, if you're modeling a wall, then you have the properties of that particular wall over here, like location line and top offset, base offset, and all of that you can find it over here. So any element that you're going to be modeling is going to show over here. And below that we have the project browser. Here basically we have all the levels, like all the floor plans, all the ceiling plans, all the elevations. If you open this, you can see the ceiling plan. Here in the elevations, if you open, you have you can go ahead and change the levels over here to whatever height you want. You can also rename it to, say for example, first floor. And if you want to change, yes, and if you want to change the height of the first level, you can go ahead and do that over here. Let's take it as 13, the floor height. Or if you want to add a new floor, like if you want to add a second floor or a terrace or anything else, you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to be teaching that later, but for now let's just have the basic one of level 1 and first floor. This is basically going to be your ground floor, which is at 0, and then your first floor. So here you can go ahead and do that. You can open any of the elevations, it's all going to be the same. um, and then you will have, if you've created legends, you'll have that over here. If you've created any schedules, you can see that over here. Same with sheets and families and groups. Now on top you have another tool set. In this, you have different modeling elements such as wall, door, windows, components. Under components, you can either place a component, like if you've already loaded it somewhere, or if you want to use a Revit family which is already loaded, you can either do that, or you can, place another component which is already built, like uh, or you can go ahead and model in place if you want to create something that does not exist, like you want to create a table, or you want to create a desk, or you want to create something else. You can go ahead and model it over here like this. There are so many options to choose from. If you want to model a casework or a door or a furniture system, you can just click on that and you can start modeling anything you want to in Revit. And here we have columns. We have very basic columns over here, nothing too technical, just basic architectural columns you'll find it over here. You can model roof. Under that also you have various options. You have roof by footprint, roof by extrusion, roof by face, and you can also model roof fascia, roof cutters, and soffits. So there are tons of options. You can model anything. You can model ceiling by clicking on this. You can model a floor. And if you know how to model a curtain wall, these three are the options for you. uh, by using these three options, you can model a curtain wall. We'll get into that later. You can model railings by clicking on this option. You can either sketch it or just place it on a stair or a ramp, whichever you've created. You can also create stairs and ramp by clicking on these options. You also have other options like text, model lines, and all of that. Here we have room and area. Here we use this section to basically tag a room. If we want to create a room or a room tag, we use this section. You can create openings in a wall or basically any surface by clicking on these options by face, shaft, wall, vertical, or dormer. Here, if you want to place grids for your columns or for your walls or for anything, you can just click on this and start creating grids. And yes, that is it. If you want to create a reference plane, this is just like a basic level. You can just use this option as well. So you basically have a lot of options to choose from, and you can create anything you want to. You just need to know how to do that. So these are the basics of it. So for example, if you click on this wall option, or basically any other uh, element from here, this particular tab comes out, which is the modify option. In this,